We think there will be a time when Africa will be truly independent, because we are quasi-independent. We are not independent as far as I'm concerned. And I'm from Sierra Leone. My first lady said, I don't know if you guys have seen it on the YouTube, saying, when any president comes in, they will send somebody, you have to do this and this, if not, it will make hell for you. So do you think there will be a time when Africa will be truly free?
Thank you. Long life is not a blessing to a wicked person. For the liberation of Africa, we may need to conduct a few funerals, particularly to the old blocks, the old wood. We are the weakest link. Do the European thing, but we claim to be doing the African thing also. So even at the moment of assuming power, all the presidents were blaming, they're just like all of us. They want Nike, just like you. They want Moet, just like you. They want champagne, just like you. They want to go and play golf in Dubai, just like you. Literally every community deserves what it produces. Until we start producing a different crop, which is my passion right now with other Pan-Africanists, to say if you can have access to the young minds and begin to give them a different frame. And there's nothing as exciting as when I was sitting in my room one day and I hear Traore mentioning some of the speeches that I had said, almost word for word. And I began to say, it's possible. Then I heard a few days later, Mali has joined. Then I hear Niger has joined. Then I hear Ghana is knocking on the door. Then I hear Cameroon is. But and now as we begin to move in the next 5-10 years, mark my words, we're going to be seeing quite a number of coups on the African continent. And the old people are being pushed out. That old block of liberation heroes, they went to war to fight for the land, and they came back with democracy. And that's not what they went to fight for. They went to fight for land and reinstate their indigenous governance, because their kings had lost their land. So they went to fight for their kings. But between the battlefront and the independence, they made themselves the kings. So they're running stuff that they don't know. In one sentence, there's no way that the Berlin Conference can be illegitimate. And any African president, all of them, you can put them in this room or tell them a piece of my mind. If Berlin Conference is illegitimate, all African presidents are illegitimate.
Yes, amen.
Because they are governing land that was divided by the very enemy whom we are fighting. The war in Congo, for example, it's not necessary.
It's not
you have
necessary.
the Hutus and the Tutsis from Congo, from Burundi, to Rwanda, to Uganda. They run across that whole belt. The Hutu and the Tutsi on both sides of the fence. Now to draw a line from Berlin Conference and now tell the Hutu and the Tutsi who is in Congo that you are not Congolese, go back home. Home where? We've been living on this land for the past thousands of years. These mountains and these rivers are part of us. But because the colonialist came and put a line here, all of a sudden, he is a superior Hutu to this Hutu. And she thinks he's a superior Tutsi to this Tutsi. And then America supplies weapons. And these people start killing each other. And while they are fighting, minerals are being dragged on the other end. The voice you are beginning to hear swelling up in the continent, it is a consolidation of you as young people beginning to look beyond your borders and stop pontificating and putting value in a plate full of rubbish. You are not from Sierra Leone. You are from Africa. But this whole concept of Ghana, Uganda, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, that's where we begin to create this xenophobic, these wars between Nigerians and Ghanaians, the war between South Africans and Zimbabweans, and etc. And yet you have Tsongas in Zimbabwe, you have Tsongas in Mozambique, you have Tsongas in South Africa, you have Tsongas in Swaziland. Now, where do you want them to go? Now, you need 5 passports to go for one funeral. That uncle there must go there, this one, and to come to a funeral. This is sad. This is very sad. So the unification of Africa, there's a strategy that I put together in a book. Some of you might want to be lucky to order that one. It's on Amazon, I think, also on whatever. It's entitled African Questions, African Solutions, where we went on to outline the one army, one currency, borderless Africa, one passport, one national army, one satellite, and a proper strategy that we need to start propaganda, proper propaganda, and colonize ourselves as Africans with our own propaganda. It is only then that we can begin to mobilize each other towards a common goal. And right now, if you can ask me to do a campaign, I can start a campaign for Abraham Traore to become the president of Africa. Why? He echoes what every young African dreams of.
Yes.
And we like it or not, he has become a benchmark.
That's right.
To all African leadership.
That's
so
right.
Even now, any African president whom we see working with Langley, that monkey there, or we hear that there is some private meetings with Macron, it's Macaroni or Macron?
Macaroni.
You can be very sure that you are punching holes in your political career because the youth are becoming impatient with the bureaucratic West. So yes, I see a day, and it has actually come faster than I thought. And with the joining up of these 4 countries, as of yesterday, good news, Botswana has just ordered also the American embassy and American military base to close shop and go home. Now, you begin to see those gestures. They're small little sparks of life on an animal we thought it was long dead. And when I was mentioning the Zimbabwe story, that we have taken land, all we are waiting for now is another country to copy that. When Botswana does something that is right, we copy that. When Burkina Faso does something right, we copy that. Like Nandi in Namibia, I was there doing their campaign for their elections. The immediately after the elections, visa requirements for all Americans, as you require from us, we require from you.
That's right.
And he has taken all the mining of the gold and the oil in the country from the Americans and put it back in her office. And so Americans have been told, gently, please pack your bags and you can go home, apply like everybody else. When we want you, we'll call you. So you begin to hear that language, cross-pollinating. And hence, you must be very careful as Africans. Let us start filling up even social media space with positive propaganda.
That's right.
Because we can influence each other into the right decision and the right conversation that then informs. The reason why they want to kill Traore, it's simple. It's an old trick they did in the slave fields. You notice that a revolution is brewing here? Don't waste time. Get that guy there, the strongest among them. That one there at the door. Now cut him to pieces. Humiliate him. Cut his limbs and feed them to the dogs in the sight of everybody else. Ooh. Everyone else is scared. You don't do this thing, I'm going to kill you. So they needed to make Zimbabwe a failing state. So that any other country that thinks it can tamper with land will rubbish your state, devalue your currency, and declare you to the international community as a non-functional junta. But it won't work now with the quality of young people that we have now, where communication is more transparent. Social media is actually their mainstream media. British. I mean, when last did you watch BBC? I'd rather go and watch Facebook and hear some jokes around the continent than watch some propaganda from CNN and etc. So as we begin to push away all the propaganda and getting ourselves into positive news around our own conversations, replacing the academic institutions with proper curriculums, news, sports issues, our fashion, our food, and slowly but surely, I'm excited to actually say we are on the right path. And we from diaspora who have means and access to resources, I hope that you can plug into your mainland and constantly become the breathing space of positive news. We can influence, and if we influence enough, we will witness it in our generation. It's possible. It's possible.
Okay, thank you.